One of the most incredible cocktails in Tiki was created in Hollywood, California in 1937, the Nui Nui. Welcome to Tiki Cocktails with Spike.
Tiki Cocktails with Spike.
Welcome back. I'm glad to have you here. We're gonna make a tasty cocktail from Don the Beachcomber. So for this cocktail, we're gonna start with orange juice. Unfortunately, I didn't pre-squeeze this stuff, so we're just gonna do it real quick right here. Okay, we only need a ½ ounce of orange juice, and we're gonna squeeze directly into the measuring guy here. That is 1/2 ounce of orange juice. Quickly cut a lime in half. And we also need ½ ounce of lime juice. ¼ ounce of cinnamon syrup. This is an ingredient that Don the Beachcomber particularly likes, which makes it an ingredient that I particularly like because I love his drinks. I think they're more complex. I think they have a lot of spiced notes. Whereas Trader Vic, and not to single out our buddy Vic, I love Vic also. It's more citrus forward and kind of just like, his cocktails are kind of like the Taco Bell of Tiki cocktails. Like he rearranges the same ingredients over and over and over again. Citrus and rums and orgeat. Okay. Anyway, ¼ ounce of Don's Spices No. 2. Now this is a mix of vanilla and pimiento, and you just put them in a bottle, shake them together, and then pour out ¼ ounce into your drink here. It's like spices, but it's also vanilla. Okay, and then we're gonna do 2 ounces of a Virgin Islands Rum. This is from the island of St. Croix, man. Can I do accents?
Yeah, man.
Oh, I can. Okay, thank you. Send any complaint letters to editor Jared. 2 ounces from the Virgin Islands of St. Croix. Wait, is St. Croix in the Virgin Islands?
I'm not good at geography. It's an island. I don't know if it's a virgin.
Oh my God, I poured it on my hand. Rum. All right, and then we're gonna do one big dash of Angostura bitters. We go all the way up and all the way down. Now, the garnish for this is supposed to be a spiral cut orange. We're gonna use the old spiral cutter here. Now, is it better to do, I think it's better with like a channel knife to make it like this dangly guy than this big wide thing?
Yeah, just don't cut yourself.
It's true, I do play guitar. My neighbors would be stoked. And we are just gonna spin this around, baby, right round. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, it makes such a cool design on that thing too.
Okay. I don't know, dude, that's kind of a floppy bitch. I don't know if that looks good.
What's it supposed to look like?
Well, I think
like a slinky?
Well, this would be the alternative. This scares me. I've like skinned my hand using this.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's probably a proper technique. And that was the end of the Hula Girls. See, like you're supposed to be able to go all the way around and create like this big long peel. I think this is gonna be good.
I think it looks great.
I think I'm lying. I don't think that looks good.
I'm just worried about you cutting yourself.
Yeah. Let's just see if we can take it around the horn here. That's enough. Okay, well, whatever. This is gonna be the garnish. So, look, I'm not a professional. I've never said I was a professional, but I invite you to join us every week right here in the Breezeway to watch some non-professional bartending. And we've been doing it since like COVID, so it's been a good time. It's been a lot of learning. I went from a full novice to, I think I can make a pretty good drink. So watch the show and you can also make a pretty good drink. Okay, let's add some ice into a mixer tin here. One more scoop. One of the things that Don was famous for was using his Hamilton Beach mixer, just like this guy. I believe this is from the 30s or 40s, just like Don would have had. And just real quick, 6 seconds or so. I've had people on the show literally just go burp and then they're done. And I go, I don't think that really does it. Like you gotta get up to speed, up to temperature, right?
I feel like it at least has to be 8 seconds.
Oh, at least 8 seconds.
I feel.
Take it from Editor Jared. Okay, we are gonna pour this drink into this beautiful mid-century glass. Ooh, kind of a peach color. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I guess we'll put this floppy guy in here. Does that look beautiful? I don't know if it does.
That looks very refreshing.
This thing?
Mm-hmm.
Is it just kind of a floppy guy? This would have been the alternative.
It's something.
It's kind of like a lei.
Yeah.
Do we like that?
Yeah.
We're gonna put some mint in here. Put this right in the back. Does that look like a drink?
It does. It looks very refreshing.
That looks like a mess. Okay, let's get rid of this. Okay, we don't need that floppy guy in there. Okay, and there it is. From Don the Beachcomber. Go away. The Nui Nui. It's a really good drink. It's really light. You definitely get the orange flavors and hints of the vanilla and cinnamon and stuff. The rum is interesting because this kind of cocktail, I would usually prefer something bolder, like something more like a heavy pot still funk. It's very light. It's very refreshing. I would say that it's probably a really accessible cocktail for just about anybody. It's very fruity. It's fruitier than I thought it was gonna be. I mean, it's tasty. So like, would I order this again if I ordered it at a bar? Yeah, I think so. I think maybe it's just a little dull to me. If I were gonna spruce this cocktail up, I would probably try just some bolder rums. But other than that, yeah, it's tasty. It's crushable. You could drink a lot of these things without even realizing that you were drinking a cocktail. Let's see what Editor Jared thinks about this drink.
The Nui Nui.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like a fun, cool drink to me.
Oh,
Very
cool
refreshing, very, you know.
In this glass?
Yeah, summery, yeah, the whole thing. Yeah, I'm like, bring me a Nui Nui at the pool.
In that glass?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. That's a very delicate glass.
Okay, well, they probably don't let you, they don't let you have glass near the pool.
Right. But if it was the 1930s?
Oh, yeah.
In Hollywood?
You could be smoking cigarettes, have a glass, you could have a knife, you could be shooting a gun, you could be doing all those things.
It'd be a dude that shows up with like a tray, the telephone on the tray.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Fear and Loathing.
Yes,
Maybe
exactly.
it's a little dude.
Yeah, in a tuxedo type of thing.
Bellhop kind of thing.
Yeah,
I like that.
The whole experience.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. I wouldn't wear this shirt. Kind of, well, it matches your thing kind of here.
Yeah, it does. It's a very like Florida kind of shirt.
Yeah, I'm a big
Tropical.
fan of pink flamingos.
Yeah, me too. Do you think they're tiki?
Not hardcore tiki, but I think they're close to the
Adjacent.
yeah, they're tiki adjacent. They are very
That's a
much
thing.
so.
Yeah, that's like pirates. Pirates aren't tiki.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
But they're adjacent.
Yeah. I mean, I'm wearing one on a tiki show, so.
Right. Just like rockabilly's not tiki.
Right.
It's adjacent.
Tiki adjacent. Is there a straw here for me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
I got a Surfside Sips straw for
Oh,
you.
right. Thank you. I don't know if I can spin it. Cool.
Oh. All right.
We'll fix that in post.
Okay.
Nui Nui, which means big, abundant,
Got all the verbiage.
crushable. Very crushable.
Crushable. I think I heard crushable from one of the bartenders at Max's in Grand Rapids, Michigan,
Oh.
where she was like, the Breezeway cocktail is super crushable. And I was like, ooh.
Breezeway blend would be good in that.
Oh, that would fix it.
Yep.
That would start to fix it, I think.
But what wouldn't it be good in?
The Breezeway blend? True.
I'd brush my teeth with it.
I'd make an aftershave with it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mouthwash?
Somebody did, actually. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. I put in my protein shake in the morning. Gets my day started. So,
It seems like we're about to drink like a malt together. In the 1950s.
It does. And this is a Don the Beachcomber. So, Don the Beachcomber, Trader Vic. I know you're a fan of both. But if they were both alive today, which one would you want to hang out with and have a drink with first?
Oh, first. So there's potentially I get to hang out with the other one later.
Yeah, but you're like, oh, you get a, you know, you can raise one from the dead right now.
Yeah, Don, for sure.
Don, that's what you're saying, yeah.
Don traveled the seas and had all these maidens in Tahiti and stuff. He collected like these figures and brought them back, and a master mixologist, and experimenting with things that were kind of atypical for the era.
And he was like kind of he started it, and like Trader Vic was kind of the one who was just like kind of copy, like was like, this dude knows what's going on. I'm gonna kind of take some of his ideas.
So Vic had this place in Oakland called Hinky Dinks, right? And it wasn't tropical or anything. I think it was like kind of like a log cabin kind of vibe or something.
Right.
He ended up taking a trip to Hollywood. He went into Don the Beachcomber. He tasted these incredible rum rhapsodies, what Don called them. And he goes, there's something to this. So he went back, tried to create one of the cocktails, and accidentally made the Mai Tai in 1944.
That's okay.
And he was the first one to name it the Mai Tai. So people kind of credit Don with like, he actually invented the Mai Tai or inspired him to or whatever. But it was really Vic. And anybody that says otherwise is a dirty stinker.
Hinky Dink. He created Inspirato for Trader Vic. And with, you know, if Trader Vic wouldn't have done, if Trader Vic wouldn't have done that, then I mean, where would we be? Where would we be without the Mai Tai?
True. Wait, so if you
We'd be drinking these.
If you had the opportunity to meet one of those two dudes, I don't know if you know much about them.
Just from the show and from what I've learned here.
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna meet Don, then I'll meet Trader Vic, and then we can
Trader Vic.
Is Trader his first name and Vic his last name? Mr. Vic. I'll meet Mr. Vic, and you meet Mr. Comer, and then we'll exchange stories. You know.
Okay. Vic had a wooden leg.
Really? Like a real pirate. How'd he lose it?
He said it was a shark attack.
Oh, that guy sounds cool.
But I think it was probably from the war.
Okay. Even cool. Oh, not cool. It's a shame it happened, but...
How could you be so insensitive? If you enjoyed this, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. Hit the subscribe button. Join us every week. Editor Jared has become a fixture on the show.
Whether you like it or not.
He comes in for the final tasting, but follow him on Instagram. He posts a lot of fun reels. Also, if you like this shirt was created in collaboration with Whitco. If you like Whitco things, you can get this at tikilandtrading.com. I want to thank them for this rad shirt. I don't know where you get the flamingo
This is
shirt.
Amazon.
Oh. Also go to Amazon and buy things.
But get that shirt. That's a lot cooler than this one.
Help that small company Amazon trying to get off their feet.
Yeah, get some traction.
Also, I don't know, click on this. People think that you like, wait, who thinks?
Everybody, this is one of the most amazing videos ever.
That's the one you should click on. YouTube thinks you would like that one.
You want to share this? Ah! Weirdos.